Growing up, there were many things I was afraid of. Some reasonable, and some not so much. Regardless, fear is something we all go through. And I mean all of us. Yes, you. So yeah, today we're about to be talking about things that just scared me as a child. Shivered my timbers, you could say. Things that I would literally see in my nightmares. There's a bunch of times where I look at myself, I was like, really? I was afraid of this? Am I still afraid of some of these things? Yeah, no, what? No, I'm not no pussy. And speaking of pussy, when I was growing up, this thing was my absolute worst fear. No exaggeration. I don't know why, but this cursed humanized cat genuinely freaked me the out. Maybe I was just afraid of furries. But that's besides the point. I don't know what it was about him, whether it was the hat, that he was a cat, the realistic face, or that laugh. But whatever it was, it got me. The thing is, I would purposely put this movie on to watch it even though I knew I was afraid of it. I don't know if I was some sort of adrenaline junkie or what. I've grown out of that fear, of course. Like, this is genuinely one of my favorite movies nowadays. Like, when I watch it, I can't not laugh. But back in the day, this creature would genuinely appear to me in my nightmares. And when you have nightmares, you wet the bed. And when you wet the bed, you get punished. And when you get punished with... For those who don't know, I am Mexican. And us Mexicans, when we would get hit with some of the most random items, but the most reliable is something that they carry on them at all times. For moms, it's la chancla. And for dads, it's el cinto. This thing gave me severe PTSD. The second I hear a belt unbuckling, I go into the fetal position. And parents, they will try and tell you that it was like only one time, but you remember it differently. You remember every single beating. Every single one. You guys should have seen the way I tried to avoid the whooping I was about to get. It looked like one of those professional tag matches when they're jumping under and over the tables. The way I was running and jumping over everything just to get me another 3 seconds without getting whooped. Something else I would try and avoid was... As a kid, I would absolutely hate getting shots. I know it's a basic answer, but that's because what kid likes getting shots? Just knowing that your skin was about to get pierced by a super thin needle? I have no idea how addicts do this on the regular. But I was one of those kids who would turn a 5-minute shot appointment into a 40-minute appointment because I would try and dodge a shot for as long as possible. Like, now I'm good. I'm not afraid of shots. Like, I'll get it, but I'm not excited. Although I was afraid of shots, that was nowhere near my fear of... Now, if you guys weren't around on the internet, you guys might not understand why this is a fear of mine. Back in about 2016, which was about 10 years ago. Man, I'm getting old. But back in 2016, there was a trend of people go around dressed like killer clowns, hiding in forests, sewers, basements, you name it. And everyone was making YouTube videos about sightings and stuff and how they were getting attacked. They were even on the news. Do you know how hard it is to get on the news? Well, actually, it's not that hard. But that's besides the point. Little me had no idea of knowing that this stuff was scripted. So I was terrified. Alright, quick story time. Even though my brother knew and was aware of my fears, he still wanted to dress up as a clown. And he comes to show me his costume and I started yelling. I knew it was my brother under that costume, but for some reason I was still shouting. So my dad comes running, and not knowing it was my brother, he pulls his arm back, getting ready to swing, but my brother quickly takes off his mask and my dad stops. So yeah, that could have been bad to say the least. But it's safe to say I didn't go trick-or-treating that year. But let clowns plop up again, try me. I'm ready. One fear I haven't fully gotten over is my fear of... I feel like this is a fear many people have, but I think I have it worse. I say this because I'm not just scared of the ride itself, I'm scared of the area that the line is in. What I mean by this is because as a kid, my family would genuinely force me to get on them. And I don't mean pressure me or anything, but genuinely force me against my will. I have memories of me crying, telling the workers stuff. And that they were making me do this. They probably thought I was getting kidnapped or something now that I think about it. But hey, they should have thought about that before they put me on those rides. The amount of anxiety I would get just by walking past the roller coaster line was insane because I always thought that they were going to drag me in and force me to go on it again. Now that I'm older, I actually do enjoy roller coasters. I don't care about how fast it goes or how many loops it does. But the one thing I don't like is major drops. The reason I don't like drops is because of my fear of... This is the one fear that I still sort of kind of have to this day, but not for the reason you think. I'm not afraid of heights because I think I'm going to fall or anything like that. I'm afraid for a reason probably different from you guys. I'm afraid that I'm going to drop my phone. You guys are probably like, drop your phone. What is this guy talking about? Yes, drop my phone. Do you know how expensive this thing is? When I'm walking next to a rail, the way I grip my phone is crazy. I don't know how or why, but for some reason, I genuinely feel like my phone is going to magically fall out of my pocket and fall down the rail. And I'm not paying for no brand new phone. Who do I look like? Mr. Moneybags? But yeah, those were some of the things I was afraid of. Be sure to tell me in the comments some of the things you guys are afraid of and why. Make sure to like and subscribe, please. Please! Please! I'm trying to make it a 500 subs, so please tell your friends about me if you can. But yeah, God bless, have a good day, and moral of the story.